Ooh, it's Metal Gear. Ooh. Metal Gear is a weird franchise. It started as a duology for the MSX, then it got a PS1 sequel, then a PS2 sequel, then prequel, a grand finale for the PS3, a sequel to the finale, then 2 pre-sequels because why not? I'm not even counting like spin-offs or remakes or whatever the fuck Portable Ops is, or Acid, or Ghost Babel, or I don't fucking know, the fucking skate missions in MGS2. What the fuck is this franchise? I've wanted to make a video about this franchise for a while now, but there's always something about this franchise that's kind of hard to talk about. 2 has been done to death, 3 is a gimme. There's no point in talking about 4 because God Emperor Steak Bentley already did it. Everybody has already played Rising. There isn't much to say about 5, and I guess we could talk about the MSX titles, but Traffic Guy has that corner captured. I could talk about Peace Walker, but nobody cares about Peace Walker. I could make one giant video talking about every Metal Gear game, but that would be hell, so let's talk about the GOAT. It's Metal Gear Solid, baby, the first one, and I'm gonna go over everything, most things, some things, I don't know, I'm bad at intros, I'm Deputy Dexon, welcome to hell. We're playing the original PS1 version and not Twin Snakes. Twin Snakes is weird and makes a lot of gameplay changes that sort of make the game worse, so we're not touching it. We boot up the game, and it's time for an info dump, oh boy!
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have 2 mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do. High-tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound, your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Metal Gear Solid is almost never subtle with its info delivery, but despite that, this cutscene really is great nevertheless. Kojima is pretty clearly influenced by a lot of films and movies, and it's great seeing how the Metal Gear franchise is molded by it. These cutscenes are cinematic as hell. They have great shot composition with all these cool wipes and zoom. They really do make the game just fun to look at, in all honesty. Even when the game is just dumping info on you, you can't help but just appreciate the effort that goes into these cutscenes. It's great. I feel like we've forgotten how influential this game really was with its story delivery. Go to any Sony or Rockstar game nowadays, and you can see just how well the cutscenes in MGS compare to the stuff we have today. And I haven't even touched on the voice acting yet, which is incredible, by the way. As shitty as Konami's treatment of Kojima was, I'll always retain a decent amount of respect for Konami for just treating David Hayter so well. After getting ditched by Kojima during the development of Phantom Pain, it's nice to see him get scooped up again by Konami and retain his spot as the one true Snake. Hayter's performance as Snake is legendary. It's gruff, it's memorable, it's expressive, it's just fun to listen to in all honesty. When you think of Snake, you think of, Colonel, I shat myself, not I'm already a demon cut. Debbie Mae West and Christopher Randolph as Marilyn Otacon do a great too. They're all great. It's all just wonderful down the board. Even the guards. I will say that I do feel pretty bad for Debbie Mae West having to voice certain lines in certain scenes, but this is like the late 90s, so fine. Once we're in the game, we can watch the mission briefing. It's kind of just stuff we already know from the intro cutscene. It's just in more detail now. All that's really important here is that Meryl is brought up, so we know that she exists, I guess. She was part of the crew on Shadow Moses and decided to not follow up with the rebellion, so she's in custody. Snake hops out the drink, we get a glimpse at Liquid, call up the Colonel, and we're in, baby! Welcome to Shadow Moses Island! Controls are fine. It's a PS1 game, so there's really not much to complain about. I'm using an Xbox controller, so some buttons may need translating. D-pad to walk, A to crouch and crawl, you can punch with B. X uses weapons, but you can also use X to choke at enemies and throw enemies around if you have empty hands. Y puts you in first person to look at things, you can change your equipment with the left trigger and weapons with right, and you can put away either with the shoulder buttons. It's honestly still decently intuitive for a PS1 game. I reckon it's not the menagerie of controls that the franchise would be known for, but it works. There's no first person aiming, camo index, or ultra advanced TQC, but what's here functions, and nonetheless, it's not too difficult to get a grasp on. It's a PS1 game, so it's always going to be like a little difficult, but it's actually pretty understandable here. There's no weird Resident Evil aiming thing here. It's all just on one flat surface. Now, sure, there's no crouch walk, which kind of sucks, but this is a PS1 game. I'm sure they didn't even have the RAM for that shit. You only really have running around and then going prone, but prone is only really used to get under and past things. It's not actually super useful as a sneaking tool. Stealth is your usual Metal Gear fare of avoid the vision cones, but there's a few things to kind of spice it up. You have things like noisy surfaces, puddles, grates, and you have like the whole footprints things in the snow, but that doesn't really pop up all that often. It's just Dan Bongino's Pac-Man. Now, to get your stupid ass used to sneaking, this entire starting section basically gives you nothing. You gotta sneak around. This is a stealth game. If you try and go and fight loud, you're gonna get your ass beat. Hide behind the forklift like a little bitch like a man, and then you can head on up once the guard heads down. We get a little title drop, and it's pretty damn cool. Then we hop out of the elevator and we get a bit more of an intro dump because it's Metal Gear. What did you expect? Colonel is acting as the leader, Naomi here is the nanomachines lady, and Mei Ling is our data analyst. Call the Colonel for your objectives, call Naomi for reasons, call Mei Ling to save your game.
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself.
I think out of all the codec people in this franchise, my favorite's Mei Ling. Yeah, sure, she's kind of racist with her weird accent, but she's probably the most useful team member outside of the Colonel. That's just because he's there to remind you of what to do when you get lost. Whenever Mei Ling saves your game, she'll give you some kind of historical or philosophical quote and then twist it into some kind of advice for Snake. Is this a little racist? Yeah, kinda. Like I said, late 90s. Ultimately more effective than April 30th fetishist or fucking Kojima screams at you about movies via Uname Woman. I do admit, outside of mandatory cutscenes and optional codec pop-ups, I don't really use the codec that often, mainly because I've already listened to most of it on YouTube, but all the dialogue's pretty well written and entertaining. We can take either the higher vent or the lower vent into the main building. I personally like the higher vent. Cameras are all over the place, but they're pretty predictable. It's just a guard stapled to the wall. Just don't get in its light of sight. While we're here, we can grab some chafe grenades and stun grenades, and we can get into the truck and grab the SOCOM. Ooh! The SOCOM gets really good after the first fight, but we're not at the first fight, so I'll just talk about it later. It's just a pistol. It's fun. Chaff grenades, disable electronics, and stun grenades are the one non-lethal weapon you get through the entire game. It's a good idea to stockpile these things for a section we'll be talking about later, but usually chaff grenades are all over the place, and you shouldn't have to worry about throwing one or two around every now and then. Have fun, baby. Fuck them cameras. We hop in the vent and we get introduced to Master Miller. Hey, guys, good to see you after that business in Phantom Pain. You look kind of weird. You could phone him up for survival advice, but it's pretty much all cosmetic. Go to the vents, eavesdrops on some guards, and we're in. We do some sneaking around, take the elevator to the second floor, we take this vent, go save the DARPA chief, and bam, there he is. Hey, Second, how you doing?
You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
Get a bit of an info dump on the terrorists and all that, and then we get to see Metal Gear Rex. Hello, Rex. How's it going? The terrorists have Sagan's detonation code, and they're trying to get the Arms Tech President's code so they can launch the nuke from Rex. Say the thing, Snake.
Psycho Mantis.
Cool. Mara's listening in by holding her head up to the concrete because that's how sound works. Then, no, God, no! The chief gets a heart attack! Sagan's no! I wonder why that happens. Anyway, he's dead, and we end up leaving the cell. Oh no, Mero's here, and she is disguised by Johnny Sasaki, who is on the floor, passed out, ass up, ready to receive.
So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking. Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful. I'm no rookie.
Liar. That nervous glance, that scared look in your eyes. They're rookie's eyes if I ever saw them.
Oh no, where's the fudge? Blow some guards away, not like that, and then Meryl runs away, and she fires at Snake, and then there's a little arm pump thing, and then Psycho Mantis shows up. Oh goodness!
Good girl. Just like that.
Why? I have to go save the president of Amstack. Baker, my big, beautiful biscuit, I am coming for you. We head into the lower basement, steal some C4 to blow up some walls. We meet the man himself, but he's covered in C4. What'd it do? And then Snake gets to meet the man himself. Revolve, Ocelots!
C4.
Right. Touch that wire, and the C4 will blow up along with the old man. So you're the one that the boss keeps talking about.
And you?
Special Operations Foxhound. Revolver Ocelot.
Oh, Ocelot, my beloved. My autistic obsession, my beautiful baby boy that I love oh so dearly. I think it goes without saying that Ocelot is one of the best characters in all of Metal Gear. He's important to the wider Metal Gear story, but here he's just a wacky Russian cowboy, and it's great. Time for boss fight. Metal Gear Solid's boss fights can definitely be a bit flimsy at times, but overall they're pretty good, more or less. Not all of them are super fun to fight, but at least all of them have some kind of bombastic action to them. There's a climax. It's also helped by the fact that everyone's pretty much grounded in some kind of reality. Yeah, sure, they're wacky, but it's not, like, the wackiest shit in all of Metal Gear. This ain't no freaky fish, bisexual vampire, or Mr. Ready the Acid Magnet. It's just, like, girl with sniper rifle, guy with revolver, big guy with big gun, like heavy TF2. It's relatively basic stuff. So let's fight. It's just him and Snake playing Ring Around the Rosie with handguns, trying to trigger the C4. You can hold down crouch while aiming, so you can just chase down Ocelot and just spam fire. It's actually a pretty easy fight, but it's fun. It's cool. It's a neat idea, but this is before first-person aiming, so it's kind of a little more, like, finicky, but then Twin Snakes tried it and completely fucked up the entire fight. We kick Ocelot's ass, and then he gets a little bit flirty with us.
You're pretty good. Just what I'd expect from the man with the same code as the boss. It's been a long time since I had such a good fight, but I'm just getting warmed up. What? My hand!
Goodness gracious, there's a cyborg ninja, and he's freaking out! And Ocelot runs, then the ninja runs, and then we get a moment to talk to President Baker. Good to see he is alive, and nothing bad will happen again, right? Right? That's what happens, right? We have a chat about a few things. Foxhound has his launch code, so they can launch a nuke at any time now. Meryl has the card that can be used to stop the nukes, though, so we have to go meet up with her. And Hal, you stupid idiot. We get some back and forth about the nuclear material climate of 1988, which is terrifying, mainly stemming from the fact that none of this has really changed at all, and at any moment, Pooty Patootie could just fucking be like, no, probably press the button, and then my owning friend helped me, and then everything go kaput, and then we would drink mimosa. God, fuck, I'm terrified of living. That's fucked, nukes are fucked, everything's fucked. God damn it, Oppenheimer, you stupid dick. Baker forgot Meryl's codec code for us to reach her, but he does say it's on the back of the CD case. The physical CD case. Yes, that is right. This game has the coolest anti-piracy measure ever. You literally cannot progress until you call Meryl, and you have to find the code on the CD. That is so fucking cool. God damn it, Kojima, you bastard. Meryl's code is 140.15, by the way. We're ending our little chat with Baker, and then he gets a heart attack. No!
What did you do to me? Oh, no. Oh, no, it can't be. Those Pentagon bastards. So, they actually went and did it.
What are you talking about?
They're just using you for...
Snake grills Naomi for a little bit and gets nothing, and our next goal is to phone up Meryl when we're ready, except Campbell pulls out this little hunk of bullshit.
Snake, I want you and Meryl to work together.
Can I trust her?
More than you can trust me.
Snake spends the entire fucking game just getting berated by the Colonel and just getting lied to constantly over and over again. I kinda got the impression that he got really bad in 4, but no, he was always like this. He's always been like this. I don't care if Snake thinks that he is his friend, he is not. He is a bastard and he deserves the stairs. Fuck you, Roy! Now we're in possession of the next keycard level, and I'd like to go and loot the area before pressing forward. Oh yeah, we got a keycard from, second before. Ignore that. We can grab the thermal goggles, mine detector, FAMAS, and SOCOM suppressor. The SOCOM from now on is basically your stealth weapon. You can use it to take out enemies silently without having to choke them out. It's great. I love the SOCOM. SOCOM cool. God praise the SOCOM. It's just this big, chunky fucking deagle-ass gun, and it just has a bunch of shit on it. It's just fun. It's funny. It's probably a pain in the ass to shoot IRL, but god damn it, I love it. The FAMAS is good too. It's not silenced, so it's only really good in active gunfights, but it's actually pretty satisfying and effective. Just hold down the button and spray and pray, baby. Both these guns may seem oddly specific, but they're here mainly because their general build and design was able to be translated into blocky PS1 graphics pretty easily. The guns in Metal Gear Solid are pretty much always useful, unlike a lot of other tools in Snake's arsenal, but I'll be touching on that later. The thermal goggles are an absolute must-bring. For the love of God, get them. Not only are they, thermal goggles, so they make seeing enemies a little easier, but they also mark out lasers and mines. Dear mother of God, you want to see where those mines are. And the mine detector is there and exists. It's useful like once late in the game and nowhere else. Just use the thermals. And hey, we got the box. That's right, baby. We got the cardboard box. We got it. Ooh, we got it. It's a cardboard box. You just stand still, don't move. When enemies are around, they'll walk up to you and go, oh, it's just a box, we're gonna move on, and then you can keep moving. Later on, when you get other kinds of boxes, you can use them to fast travel between trucks by sitting on a box on a truck, and then the kind of box the Snake has is gonna be where the Snake ends up. So you can move around Shadow Moses in a blink of an eye, baby. Woo! It's honestly pretty cool despite being kind of useless. We phone up Meryl and have a chat. They have a little back and forth, and they actually have a pretty good amount of chemistry.
How do you know my uncle?
We go way back.
What's your name?
My name's not important.
Aha. Could you be Snake? Are you Solid Snake?
That's what some people call me.
The legendary Solid Snake? You? Sorry about before. I wasn't sure if you were one of the good guys.
But I knew you were.
How?
It's your eyes.
My eyes?
They're not soldiers' eyes.
And they're rookies' eyes, right?
No, they're beautiful, compassionate eyes.
Oh, just what I'd expect from the legendary Solid Snake. You trying to sweep me off my feet?
Don't worry, you'll land back on them once you meet me. The reality is no match for the legend, I'm afraid.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Alright, so Snake is a pretty cool guy, but it's a bit hard to buy the whole legendary soldier thing. Metal Gear Solid is a direct sequel to Metal Gear 1 and 2, the OG games on the MSX. Whenever Meryl starts knob slobbering on Snake Solid Snake, it's directly due to the events of these first two games. Problem number one, these games don't really exist outside of Japan. Sure, they got ported over to American audiences, but the ports were really bad, so whatever possible audience could have been there was just gone by day one. Number two, fucking look at these games. The jump from Metal Gear 2 to Metal Gear Solid is equivalent from going to Commander Keen to Psychonauts. It's such a massive jump in tech and storytelling ability that trying to paint Snake as this awesome legendary soldier when his infamous outings were smothered in beeps and boops is kind of just funny. It's not like an actual issue because these games are actually pretty solid, but like, come on, dude. Snake's going over here talking about the horrors of war, and then I'm just in my head thinking about do, and I just fucking, it's just fucking funny, dude. Meryl opens up the door, and then we go, and then there's lasers. Just use the thermals, unless you forgot the thermals, which they are right there, or you can use the cigarettes like a bitch. We're outside in the cold snow, and ooh, we get a call.
Snake, be careful. There are claymore mines around there. Use a mine detector.
Who are you?
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? The informant from the Watergate scandal?
Well, no idea who that is, but now we can go ahead and navigate the area. The mine detector is fine for this section, but again, thermals, you can see them on the floor. Once you know where they are, you can crawl on over and pick them up, and you can use them for yourself. They're not super useful in most areas because they do alert guards, but there is the late game Vulcan Raven fight, which we will be getting to later. It's time for the tank fight! Oh god, speaking of Vulcan Raven.
This is Raven's territory. Tanks don't belong in Alaska. I will not let you pass. Send him a message. That's right, you belong on the ground. You should crawl on the ground like the snake you are. Come, let's fight.
This fight's easy. It's kind of mediocre though. Tank will laser you down with shells if you don't use the chaff grenade, but once you do, the tank is just kind of keep circling around while shooting a machine gun at you. You just gotta throw the grenades onto the top, but aiming them is really weird because it's not like a gun where you just like there's like air time and the tank's moving around all over the place trying to get like a sight on you. Yeah, this fight's kind of bad. If this tank runs me over one more fucking time, I swear on the outsider's life, I will krill a man. And it won't be Shrimple! Once the tank goes down, we get a new keycard, and we get to see a bit more of Vulcan Raven.
Well, boss, I hope you are happy. You got the car.
We'll play with him a little longer.
You would be wise not to underestimate him.
What did you think of him?
He is just as you said. In battle, he is as if possessed by a demon. Much like you, I would expect no less.
You see? I told you so. But I will kill him.
Okay, so we're in this little warehouse area filled with old nukes, and once we crawl under the door, we're restricted from using any of our weapons due to the risk of setting off the warheads. On top of that, getting spotted fills the room with gas for reasons. This doesn't really affect regular stealth gameplay, it just makes getting caught much more punishing for like no real reason. Oh hey, you get a new codec pal too, Natasha. Her gimmick is weaponry, so you can hold out a weapon and then call Natasha up and she'll talk about it for a little bit. She's not actually super important outside of here and some minor in-between plot stuff between Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, so she's just whatever, she's here. We reach the elevator, take it down to the lower level, grab the Nikita missile, and head down to the bottom floor. Hey, it's Deep Throat again. He tells us the room is filled with gas and the floor is electrified. Trust me, Throat Boy, I can tell. So the floor is getting power from a panel, but it's being blocked off by glass, so we have to remotely steer this little rocket here and try and shoot it down. Once that's done, the whole thing goes down, and bada bing, the whole place is free for the looting. Grab the gas mask and some goodies, and come back later for the body armor. Trust me, you want that. Now Dr. Emmerich is down this hallway here, but oh goodness, it's full of corpses and the ninjas here, and he does not make fucking around anymore.
I've been waiting for you, Snake.
Who are you?
Neither enemy nor friend. I am back from a world where such words are meaningless. I've removed all obstacles. Now you and I will battle to the death.
Hal's here. Say the line, Hal.
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
Cool. Ninja fight!
Now, make me feel it. Make me feel alive again.
This fight is basically just a CQC skill check. Using any weapons just gets deflected, so you have to use melee. Extra counter any attacks that Ninja throws your way, and then spam B once you get an open window. Phase 1 is a punch check, Phase 2 is just more punching, Phase 3 is this weird hide and seek thing, and Phase 4 is the phase of all time, I guess. I don't even know. God damn, this guy's got a thing for getting his pipe crushed. The fuck is his deal? The fight's definitely kind of a pain in the ass on higher difficulties, but overall it's pretty good, dear. It's alright. It's effective. It's just a little punch-a-thon. If you're having trouble, you can stun him with chaff grenades, because chaff grenades are fucking awesome. We get a moment after the fight, and holy shit, the cyborg ninja is great fucks.
I felt that, Snake. Do you remember me now?
Can't be. You were killed in Zanzibar.
That guy. Remember him? From Metal Gear 1 and 2? MSX games, you played those, right? If you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, don't really worry. You don't actually really need to know. The MSX games are all summarized in the menu. Go look for the readables. For those who don't know, this guy is Frank Yeager, and he got his ass kicked in the last game by Solid Snake. Then he became a cyborg ninja and got used in experiments, and now he's just an ass kicker now. Goddamn. And he fucks off, and we can get to talk to Otacon, and Otacon is just the best.
Are you one of them?
No, I'm not. I always work alone.
Alone? Are you an otaku too?
Come on, get out. I need information about Metal Gear.
Huh? Metal Gear?
Yeah. What's Metal Gear really designed for?
It's a mobile TMD. It's designed to shoot down nuclear missiles. Only for defensive purposes, of course.
Fire! I already know that Metal Gear is nothing but a nuclear-equipped walking deathmobile.
Nuclear? What are you talking about?
The terrorists are planning to use Metal Gear to launch a nuclear missile. You telling me you didn't know?
They're gonna put a dismantled warhead into Metal Gear's TMD missile module?
Wrong. From the beginning, the purpose of this exercise was to test Metal Gear's nuclear launch capability using a dummy nuclear warhead. The terrorists are just continuing the work you started.
No, you're wrong.
I heard it directly from your boss, Baker.
No. A nuclear missile on Rex? If the terrorists launched that thing... Damn. Damn. I'm such a fool. It's all my fault. The truth is, my grandfather was part of the Manhattan Project. He suffered with the guilt for the rest of his life. And my father, he was born on August 6th, 1945.
The day of the Hiroshima bomb. God's got a sense of humor, all right.
3 generations of Emmerich men. We must have the curse of nuclear weapons written into our DNA. Here, use this security card. It's security level 4.
You're not in pain, are you?
Huh?
You feel okay? Nothing bothering you?
What's wrong? Getting all friendly all of a sudden.
No, nothing. I'm glad you're okay.
You're strange.
I'm a little nervous. Everyone else I've saved suddenly dies.
You're bad luck.
Forget it, Doctor.
Call me Otacon.
Otacon?
It stands for Otaku Convention. An otaku's a guy like me who likes Japanimation.
Otacon is just a dork, there's no avoiding it, but he's so nerdy and goofy that I can't help but just love him. He's a bit shallow in this game, sure, but his backstory really does grow with every other game from here on out, so yeah, he's just great. Otacon's great, the GOAT. Now we have the lead Metal Gear engineer on our team, and it's time to go meet up with Meryl again. We gotta head up to where we got the Nikita missile and stalk her a bit. You can tell who she is by the fucking ass wiggle. Because fucking Kojima. Then we follow Meryl into the bathroom, because of course we do. Fucking Kojima. And then we get one of the worst scenes in the entire game. Fucking Kojima.
You're Meryl? There's no way you could pass for a man for long.
What do you mean? Hey, men aren't allowed in here.
I had no idea you were so feminine.
Fucking Kojima. They talk a bit. Snake talks about the horrors of war. Meryl talks about how she wants to be a soldier because her dad.
I was a fan of Foxhound way back, when guys like you and my uncle were in it. None of that gene therapy like there is today. You guys were real heroes.
There are no heroes in war. All the heroes I know are either dead or in prison. One or the other.
But Snake, you're a hero, aren't you?
I'm just a man who's good at what he does. Killing. There's no winning or losing for a mercenary. The only winners in war are the people.
So there's something you like about me, huh?
Yeah. You've got a great butt.
I always dreamed of becoming a soldier. But I was wrong. It wasn't really my dream. My father, he was killed in action when I was younger.
You wanted to follow in your father's footsteps?
Not really. I thought that if I became a soldier, I could understand him better.
So are you a soldier yet?
I thought I was until today, but now I understand. The truth is, I was just afraid of looking at myself, afraid of having to make my own decisions in life. But I'm not gonna lie to myself anymore. It's time I took a long, hard look at myself. I wanna know who I am, what I'm capable of. I wanna know why I've lived the way I've lived until now.
Come on, use my .45.
Listen, I've used a gun like this since I was 8 years old. I'm more comfortable with it than I am with a bra.
What crack-eating mongoloid taught Meryl to shoot a Desert Eagle at 8 years old? Who does that? Alright, we're done stupid around the fucking girl's bathroom. Onwards to Metal Gear X. Fun little fact, you can look at Meryl in first person and stare at her and she'll comment about it, but then she'll start blushing, but instead of like a blush texture being replaced slowly, she just becomes red. We head into the commander's office and then, oh no, it's like a mantis. He's controlling Meryl and...
Snake, How do you like me?
What the?
Do you like me? Hold me, Snake.
What's wrong?
Oh, hurry, make love to me.
Thanks, Kojimbo. We love your writing of woman. We beat the crap out of Meryl, and it's the guy, Psycho Mantis.
Useless woman. Now, I will show you why I am the most powerful practitioner of psychokinesis and telepathy in the world. No, there's no need for words, Snake. I'm Psycho Mantis. That's right. This is no trick. It's true power.
Psycho Mantis is just great. He'll judge your performance, he'll read your memory card and tell you what games you've played, he'll vibrate the controller to try and make it move. He's awesome. I love Psycho Mantis.
You are a very methodical man. The type that always kicks his tires before he leaves. You are a highly skilled warrior, well suited to this stealth mission. You are extremely careful of traps. You are either very cautious, or you are a coward.
His fight's pretty simple once you do the whole controller port 2 trick. Use first person mode to see his perspective so you can keep track of him, but other than that, it's just dodging furniture and shooting him with a gun. If you can't change the controller port to number 2, there are a few options. See those statues right there with the masks on them? Knock them off and it'll break his concentration. Or you can use keyboard and mouse if you're on a god port. After a little bit, Psycho Mantis will try and make Meryl shoot you again, and then herself, because I don't even know, Kojima. Then he goes down and he explains his backstory, and it's actually kind of sad.
I can read people's minds. In my lifetime, I have read the pasts, presents, and futures of thousands upon thousands of men and women.
Oh, gross.
And each mind that I peered into was stuffed with the same single object of obsession. That selfish and atavistic desire to pass on one's seed. It was enough to make me sick. The first person whose mind I dove into was my father's. I saw nothing but disgust and hatred for me in his heart. My mother died in childbirth, and he despised me for it. I thought my father was going to kill me. That's when my future disappeared. I lost my past as well. When I came to, the village was engulfed in flames.
Are you saying that you burned your village down to bury your past?
I see that you have suffered the same trauma. We are truly the same, you and I. My mask. Put it back on.
Okay.
Like this, other people's thoughts force their way into my mind. Before I die, I want to be by myself. I want to be left alone in my own world.
Then he helps out Snake and Meryl one last time before dying. Rest in peace, the coolest boss fight.
This is the first time I've ever used my power to help someone. It's strange. It feels kind of nice.
Snake, can I ask you something?
What?
About what Mantis said. I was just wondering.
What? What's the problem now?
Oh, no, nothing. So, tell me, Snake, what's your name? Your real name?
A name means nothing on the battlefield.
How old are you?
Old enough to know what death looks like.
Any family?
No, but I was raised by many people.
Is there anyone you like?
I've never been interested in anyone else's life.
So you are all alone. Just like Mantis said.
Other people just complicate my life. I don't like to get involved.
You're a sad, lonely man.
Okay, we need to talk about Meryl real quick.
I'll help you. I'm a feminist. I'll make sexism my bitch.
Do you know those characters that a lot of people really like, but you're not really much of a fan of? Maybe they're just kind of shallow, maybe you don't like their actions in the story, maybe you just don't like them as a person.
Chloe, you can't keep blaming me and everybody for everything wrong in your life. It's so not fair.
I gotta blame somebody, otherwise it's all my fault. Fuck that.
Meryl's one of those characters for me. I don't really like Meryl. Meryl isn't bad. She's a fun character and I want to like her, but there's just something about most of her dialogue from the bathroom scene up until the end of the game, really, that just rubs me the complete wrong way. It's everyone talking about her butt. It's her comparing her deagle to a bra. It's Psycho Mantis making her demand to have sex with Snake. It's her immediately getting a crush on Snake despite knowing him for like hours at most. It's all a very 80s action movie, and Metal Gear is very much foundationally based on the films of the era, but it doesn't excuse just how weird women in Metal Gear are written. It's all weird. It's all weird. God damn it, Kojima, why are you so weird? Meryl is fine and effective and probably one of the better women in Metal Gear, but god damn it, there's some weirdos in this franchise. Like Rose. Rose is just shallow, kind of sad. She serves her point in the plot, but she's not really all that likable. Paz is fine, but her fate is really fucking gross for like no reason. What the fuck was up with Ground Zeroes? And then there's Quiet, aggressively just tits, titty, big ditty. I don't even know what the fuck was going on with that game. I don't fucking Christ. Do I even need to mention the Snakehound unit? Look at these JPEGs. Tell me this is okay. The only Metal Gear game to avoid the wonky writing of women is undoubtedly Snake Eater because of the boss, but then there's Eva, which is just fucking... Ocelot, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't care what these anti-woke idiots think. We should have better women in video games. We're still suffering with this a lot. Back then, today, no matter what we fucking do, they will not be well written. No, for some fucking reason. We can do it with the men, why can't we do it with the women? Ha ha ha, video game feminism aside. Ha, Rex, a video game. We're supposed to be having fun. We're supposed to be having fun.
I ride musher. I'm a dog sleds.
This little cave sequence is fine. It works. There's a bunch of dogs here you have to deal with, and Meryl's at the end just kind of waiting. If you punch Meryl and then immediately equip the box, one of the dogs will come up and pee on the box, letting you pacify the dogs whenever you gotta backtrack through the area. I like it. It's a smart idea. Kojima, you're kinda smart. Hell yeah, pee on that. Bye. Fucking swear to God. We're out of the cave and we get this little segment where Meryl walks through this minefield and we gotta trace over her steps, but you can just walk forward. We stand around a little bit before Meryl gets fucking shot. Meryl, why'd you get shot? What are you, stupid? We get to listen on some pretty shit dialogue.
Shoot me, Snake.
Ow. Oh no, it's Sniper Wolf and she has us cornered. It's time to go, fucking...
Backtracking, 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 backtracking.
I already got a sniper rifle and we're back and it's a fight. It's a pretty basic sniper duel with Snake and Wolf just kind of trading shots back and forth. The scope twitches all over the place, making aiming inconsistent, but you can take some pills to make it stop for a bit. Use the thermal goggles since they're able to detect where the hell Sniper Wolf is and you can just kind of see her. You can just see her by just looking at her or looking for like breath in the air, but the thermal surge is the best. Just use that. Getting shot's gonna jerk the scope off to the side, so you have to like move your thing over, but you're just gonna get shot again, so it's better to just stand up and reposition rather than try and adjust your aim again. It's a basic fight, and aiming is always a little bit of a pain in the ass since it's on controller, but it's a pretty fun little thing. It's nice. I enjoy it more or less. Once Sniper Wolf is down, we push forward before getting captured, and we see Sniper Wolf face to face.
You were a fool to come back here. Stupid man.
A lady sniper, huh?
Didn't you know that 2/3 of the world's greatest assassins are women? I am Sniper Wolf, and I always kill what I aim at. Oh, you're my special prey.
Yeah, Sniper Wolf's a little weird. Not too weird. She's definitely got that weird, like, fall in love with her target thing, but she has a good character and her ending is really strong. We're knocked out and then taken to the holding cells where we first met Meryl, and we meet Liquid face to face.
There definitely is a resemblance, don't you think, little brother? Or should I say, big brother? I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You and I are both the last surviving sons of Big Boss.
And then Ocelot's here, and Sniper Wolf drops by. It's like a big old family reunion.
So it's come down to it, has it? We're going to launch that nuke and ride it all the way into history.
Mantis is dead. We've also got to find out what killed Baker and Octopus. we're short-handed, so make this little torture show of yours as short as possible.
Torture? This is an interrogation.
As you wish. See you later, brother.
Your woman is still in this world.
Meryl.
Catch you later, handsome.
It's on to the torture sequence featuring Revolve Ocelot. You know, no, I can do better. Revolve Ocelot. No, I can do better. Revolve.
Finally, just the two of us. How are you feeling?
Not bad. Caught a nice nap on this revolving bed of yours. Too bad I was sleeping alone.
I'm glad to hear that. This is some bed, all right. I'm about to show you some of its nicer features.
Is Meryl okay?
She's not dead yet. We're going to play a game, Snake. We'll find out what kind of man you really are. When the pain becomes too great to bear, just give up and your suffering will end. But if you do, the girl's life is mine.
All you really gotta do is just push the action button a bunch. Meryl's been taken prisoner, and whatever ending you get is decided by the sequence. Stay alive without giving in, and Meryl's gonna stay alive, and you get the canon ending. Submit, and then Meryl gets killed, and you got Otacon ending. Fear not, because this can be cheesed, but it's the spoon tactic. Get a controller, get a round thing. Ooh. Between sessions, you get put in this little cell here with Johnny Sasaki watching after you. It's the Poom Man himself. Wait, why is the DARPA chief's corpse in here? This is, oh my god. Oh my god, this is like Days Dead. Oh my god, what the fuck happened to you, dude? Torture time. Like your life fucking depends on it. During one of the codec calls, Naomi will tell you to put the controller up to your arm, and she'll start to make it vibrate like it's fucking Mr. Masagi. It's really cool, I like it. Then the Poo Man runs off to take a poo because he is the Poo Man, and then Otacon shows up, and he gives us some options. Either hide under the bed or use the ketchup Otacon gave you to escape. If none of those work, then don't worry, Gray Fox will show up and free you so you can beat up Sasaki and get the fuck out of there. So grab our gear and make our way back. We're on to the, I forgot the fucking body armor. Okay, tower time. It's a giant flight of stairs, and it's full of guards. Goodness gracious. Stuns are good for this section if you want to keep your body count low, or you can just shoot him with a FAMAS if you're normal. Grab a rope, and holy shit, it's liquid, and he's in the hind. Goodness gracious. God damn, he is pissed off.
You're not going any far.
Die! You cannot deny that you trespass on my tower almost every day! You cannot deny these nuts! I hate you!
We rappel down the tower side because we're fucking awesome, and then we shoot some people with a sniper rifle, and then we head on inside, and then we head down, and then back up, and Otacon.
Don't shoot! It's me, don't shoot! It's me, Snake!
Otacon, how'd you get here?
Well, it wasn't as dramatic as your entrance, believe me. I'm afraid of heights. Do you think love can bloom? Even on a battlefield?
Yeah, I do. I think at any time, any place, people can fall in love with each other.
Turns out he's got a big crush on Sniper Wolf and doesn't want us to kill her. That's not gonna happen, but, you know, good try, Hal. You tried. And then we get the Stinger missile, and we take on Liquid one-on-one.
So, the snakes finally come out of this home. Are you ready now, my brother?
Why are you calling me brother? Who the hell are you?
I'm you! I'm your shadow!
What?
This fight is my favorite fight in the entire goddamn game. Second only to, I guess, Vulcan Raven, but like, come on, they're both so good. This fight is you just running around dodging the Hind's fire and the rockets, and it's you taking them down with Stinger missiles back to back to back, and it's just, it's so good. It's so good. Then Liquid goes down, and it's time for a one-liner.
That takes care of the cremation.
God, that was really bad, Snake. Try harder. We hop in the elevator, and then we're attacked by invisible soldiers. Goodness gracious. Just shoot him with a gun. That's actually pretty simple. We're at the bottom now, and then, oh goodness gracious, just Sniper Wolf again.
Wolf, no, you can't.
Don't get between a wolf and its prey.
It's the same fight as last time, just in a bigger area. Look for the laser, turn on your thermals, then just drop some meds, and this fight's pretty easy. It's just wider. And once you know where the hell she is, it's basically the same thing. Wolf goes down, and we get to have a little chat with her.
I waited for this moment. I am a sniper. Waiting is my job. Never moving a muscle concentrating. I was born on the battlefield, raised on the battlefield. Gunfire, sirens, and screams. They were my lullabies. Hunted like dogs, day after day, driven from our ragged shelters. That was my life. Each morning I'd wake up and find a few more of my family or friends dead beside me. I'd stare at the morning sun and pray to make it through the day. The governments of the world turned a blind eye to our misery. But then, he appeared. My hero. Saladin. He took me away from all that.
Saladin? You mean Big Boss?
I became a sniper. Hidden. Watching everything through a rifle's scope. Now I could see war. Not from inside, but from the outside. As an observer. I watched the brutality, the stupidity of mankind through the scope of my rifle. I joined this group of revolutionaries to take my revenge on the world. But I have shamed myself and my people. I am no longer the wolf I was born to be. In the name of vengeance, I sold my body and my soul. Now I am nothing more than a dog.
Wolves are noble animals. They're not like dogs. In Yupik, the word for wolf is Keglenek, and the Aleuts revere them as honorable cousins. They call mercenaries like us dogs of war. It's true, we're all for sale at some price or another, but you're different. Untamed, solitary. You're no dog. You're a wolf.
Yeah, Wolf's ending is sad, but, like, really damn effective. Like, wow. Like, this is, like, really good. Like, really, really good. Like, especially for Metal Gear. Like, damn. Alcon shows up again to, you know, hand her a sniper rifle, and then, yeah, she's dead.
My gun. Give it to me. She's part of me. Everyone's here now. Oh, okay, hero. Set me free.
Goodbye. Snake! What was she fighting for? What am I fighting for? What are you fighting for?
If we make it through this, I'll tell you.
So we're in the lava area now, and I kind of want to bring something up that I've been putting off for a little while now. Metal Gear Solid has an equipment issue, mainly in the fact that most gear you find is usually used once and never again. It's not exactly a detriment, but it's just an odd issue that I don't think I've ever seen in any other game before. Talking just the equipment, only the key cards, rations, thermal goggles, and body armor are ever used consistently. The scope is pointless, the optical disc serves zero function gameplay-wise and is barely a factor in the story, the night vision goggles are only used for the cave, The gas mask is only usable in gas-filled areas where there's only like 3 of. The pills are only good for the sniper wolf fights, and the cold medicine is only needed if Snake catches a cold, which is a weird mechanic I can't figure out the trigger. And cigarettes, get the fuck out of here, them cigarettes are fucking useless. Nearing the end of the game, you'll have to keep sorting through all this gear to reach the actually useful stuff, and it's just a chore. It's just a giant pile of shit that you don't need. And I haven't even talked about the weapons yet, just the equipment. The only consistently used weapons in the game are the SOCOM, the FAMAS, the Stinger, and the chaff grenades. The SOCOM's the stealth pistol, the FAMAS is the machine gun, the Stinger is the boss weapon, and the chaff grenades are the camera counter. The sniper rifle is useless outside of the wolf fight, the Nikita missile is cool but janky and hard to use. The stun grenades are only useful in the mandatory loud sections if you're going for a low kills playthrough, and the explosive deployables are fine, but why would you ever use them outside of the Vulcan Raven fight, and I guess the tank fight? By the end of the game, half your arsenal is just collecting dust in your inventory, and scrolling past all of it just feels bad, man. Even the box is kind of mediocre. I mean, it's not a bad weapon. It's fun, it's quirky, and it's a staple of the franchise, but outside of Phantom Pain, it's a gimmick more than anything. Metal Gear Solid has a lot of fun tools, but I'll be damned if half of them aren't too niche for their own good.
Elevator ambush, oh no, Snake could get a boo-boo, never mind, he's fine.
Anyway, it's time for the Vulcan Raven fight!
Welcome, Cossack. This is the end of the road for you. Right, my friends? Listen, they agree.
You were the one in the M1 tank? Must have been a tight fit for a big boy like you.
But that was no true battle. The Ravens and I were testing to see what kind of man you were. The judgment is decided. The Ravens say you are a true warrior. You live in Alaska too. You know of the World Eskimo Indian Olympics?
Yeah, I know it. Must be a real threat in the muck-tuck eating contest.
Yes, you are right.
Raven's fight is the best fight in the entire game, second only to maybe the helicopter. Yeah, I know I said that about the helicopter, but they're so good. They're both really good. Maybe it's just the Stinger missile, but ever since you get it, all the boss fights just get so much better. Except the Rex fight. And Liquid's fight. That you don't even get the Stinger for that one, so that doesn't really even count. The fight is basically just you getting to use all of your explosive weapons in one big old kaboom. It's you sneaking around trying to avoid Vulcan Raven and his machine gun while you just like setting up traps with C4 and the claymores, throwing grenades and rockets at him, and sneaking up on him with the Nikita. It's so good! It's so good! This whole fight is a giant romp through an explosives playground. It's just fun. God, it's so good. It's free too. You can defeat him however you want as long as it's kaboom related. Raven goes down, and we have a bit of a chat, and we get confirmation that the DARPA chief was Decoy Octopus.
That was not the DARPA chief. It was Decoy Octopus, a member of Foxhound.
Who the fuck is Decoy Octopus? He's a master of disguise. That's it. We don't know anything else about him. He dies in the first hour of the story. We don't even put together that was Decoy until like now. I like Octopus. Octopus is cool. He's got a stupid face and he's the influence for the best member of the B&B unit, but I just don't know who he is. Who is he? What does he want? What does he like? What's his preferred flavor of Lay's? What's his favorite song for the Boneworks OST? I'm not going to go into any of these mysteries because we just don't get to know him. I can imagine a much more interesting draft of the plot that features Decoy Octopus playing as other characters, further tricking Snake into the plan that he's getting walked into by the terrorists. Campbell, Hal, Merrill, Laying, all of them could be dressed up as by Decoy and used to manipulate Snake and play some mind games. I want to see this man gaslight, keep girlbots through his way through this game, but he's just fucking dead. Do we even know what he sounds like? It makes no sense for Octopus to just be dead. He's a member of Foxhound. He's got a cool gimmick and a weird face, and he's just not here. That sucks. I wanted more Decoy Octopus, and I just didn't get it. Then Raven gets eaten by ravens.
In the natural world, there's no such thing as boundless slaughter. There's always an end to it. But you are different.
What are you trying to say?
The path you walk on has no end. Each step you take is paved with the corpses of your enemies. Their souls will haunt you forever. You shall have no peace. Hear me, Snake. My spirit will be watching.
Finally, after a long-ass trek, we're here. It's Metal Gear Rex. What a beautiful metallic baby boy. Otacon phones us up a few times as we ascend up Rex and head to the control room so that we can stop those damn nukes. Oh no, he's disengaged. Liquid and Ocelot are chatting about things.
Okay, I've entered the PAL codes and disengaged the safety device. We can launch anytime.
There's still no response from Washington. It looks like we'll have to show them that we mean business. Yes, the president will break. He will give in to our demands.
Big Boss's DNA and $1 billion. $1 billion?
That money will be used to cure our genome soldiers as well. I'm also including the Foxdie vaccine in our demands.
Foxdie? It killed Octopus and the Armstech president.
We're not going anywhere. We're going to dig in here.
We could still escape.
We've got the most powerful weapon ever made, and we're about to ally with Galukovich's forces.
Are you going to fight the whole world?
And what's wrong with that? We can launch a nuclear warhead at any target on this planet. A nuclear warhead invisible to radar. And on top of that, this base is full of spare nuclear warheads. Once we get the DNA and the money, the world will be ours.
What about your promise to Colonel Galukovich?
I have no interest in the revival of Mother Russia.
You're not thinking of reviving Big Boss's dream.
From today, call this place Outer Heaven.
And then we're seen, and we drop the PAL card, and we fish it out of the water, and then out of a rain, and then we get to play the worst part of the game. So this PAL sequence is infamously bad. There's 3 computers that each need a card, but you only have the 1 card. Turns out that the 1 card actually works with all 3 of them. The card just needs to have its temperature changed. How you do that? Well, you go back to the respective temperature area, whether hot or cold, you literally just wait. You sit with the card out, and you wait. Very patiently. When you need it cold, you go to the freezer area. When you need it hot, you go to the lava area. And once you get there, you just sit and you stand. And you're standing there, realizing that he was just like you trying to make history. It's really fucking stupid. It's not purposeless because there are some plot developments that happen on the elevator ride, so I'll just summarize those, I guess. Naomi is working with the terrorists. Plot twist, she was a spy, but not really, though that's a lie, but she is angry at Snake. So it turns out that Gray Fox was actually Naomi's kinda brother, before, becoming a cyborg ninja, and since Snake kicks Gray Fox ass in Metal Gear 2, Naomi was out for vengeance. Naomi injected us with this little thing called Foxdie, a bioweapon that makes certain people have heart attacks. This is what Decoy Octopus and the Armstech president fucking died to. Fuck you, Naomi! Also, Naomi gets arrested, awesome, and Kaz is acting really sassy baka. Oh yeah, we've been talking to Kaz for a little bit now. Don't mind that. He's he's here. We insert the last key card, and then...
PAL code number 3, confirmed. PAL code entry complete. Detonation code activated.
No, why?
Ready for launch.
I deactivated it.
Thank you, Snake. Now the detonation code is completed. Nothing can stop Metal Gear now.
Master, what's going on?
You found the key, and even activated the warhead for us, too. I really must express my gratitude. Sorry to have involved you in that silly shape memory alloy business.
What are you talking about?
We weren't able to learn the DARPA chief's code. Even with Mantis' psychic powers, he couldn't read his mind. Then Ocelot accidentally killed him during the interrogation. In other words, we weren't able to launch the nuclear device, and we were all getting a little worried. Without the threat of a nuclear strike, our demands would never be met.
What do you mean?
Without the detonation codes, we had to find some other way. That's when we decided you might prove useful, Snake.
Snake, that's not Master Miller.
Campbell, you're too late.
Master Miller's body was just discovered at his home. He's been dead for at least 3 days. I didn't know because my codec link with Master was cut off. But Mei Ling said his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake, you've been talking to...
me, dear brother.
Liquid, how the...
Oh no, it was a trap, a goof, a failure, it was a flub. The terrorists didn't even have the detonation codes because they killed the DARPA chief. They just tricked Snake into activating the nukes for them. They played us like a damn fiddle. Jokes aside, this twist is actually really great. Rest in peace, Miller's Maxi Buns. We'll never forget you. Otacon gets us the hell out of the control room and we give chase to Liquid and we get a chat with Liquid about... Holy shit, they're fucking clones.
After all, our genetic code is identical.
So it's true, you and I are...
Yes, twins. But we're not ordinary twins. We're twins linked by cursed genes. Les enfants terribles. You're fine. You got all the old man's dominant genes. I got the flawed recessive genes. Everything was done so that you would be the greatest of his children. The only reason I exist is so they could create you.
I was the favorite, huh?
That's right.
So Liquid has it in his head that he has the recessive genes and Snake has the dominant genes, but that's actually not true. Snake is the one with the recessive genes and Liquid has the dominant genes. Liquid is about to get his ass pounded into a pulp by the inferior brother, and that is just very funny. It also just further reinforces the themes of genes, nature versus nurture that the game's going for.
He always told me I was inferior, and now I'll have my revenge. You should understand me, brother. You killed our father with your own hands. You stole my chance for revenge. Now I'll finish the work that father began. I will surpass him. I will destroy him.
You're just like Naomi.
Well, I'm not like you. Unlike you, I'm proud of the destiny that is encoded into my very genes. Yeah.
And then we fight Metal Gear Rex. Rex is kind of a pain in the ass, but he gets a lot more manageable when you have a stockpile of chaff grenades. They disable the gear from attacking, so you get a moment to send off a rocket or two. Just keep moving, throwing chaff grenades and shooting rockets. Aim for the orb. Then Grey Fox shows up. He gets a few words in with Snake and confirms that he killed Naomi's parents. Damn. Okay then. Then he goes to fight the Metal Gear, and he gives Snake an opening. Snake needs to take the final shot, but he can't do it. No matter what you do, he just sits there and says you can't do it.
I can't do it. It's no good. I can't do it.
Grey Fox gets screwed up and gives Snake a few final words.
Snake, we're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at. But at least I always fought for what I believed in. Snake, farewell.
It's time for round 2! So you can't disable the attacks of the Metal Gear anymore with chaff grenades because Liquid is controlling it manually. However, you can just tank any damage that he throws at you with either the body armor or the rations and just keep shooting missiles at him. It's not that bad. You know the shebang by now. We kick their ass, we get to talk a little bit. This one's kind of long though and kind of dense. It's all talk about the genome, soldiers, and gene therapy, and the Gulf War, so I'm just going to talk about what the hell Liquid's even up to in the first place. Basically, there was this cloning program that happened earlier in the Metal Gear timeline called Les Enfants Terribles that was organized by the Illuminati. The goal of this project was to clone the hell out of this one guy called Big Boss, and he was the coolest soldier to anything ever. This was because the leader of the Illuminati, also called Cypher, who will be known as the Patriots come Metal Gear Solid 2, Zero, is basically crashing the fuck out because he kind of lost Big Boss as a propaganda symbol, so he wants to make multiple big bosses. And Eva from Snake Eater is the mother? I don't even know anymore. If Big Boss sounds familiar to you, it's because the terrorists in Shadow Moses want Big Boss's body to cure the genome soldiers because they have a genetic defect. Ultimately, the whole process got 3 successful kids. You got Liquid, Solid, and Solidus, who we'll be seeing in Metal Gear Solid 2. Liquid also wants to do Outer Heaven for a 3rd time because he's an idiot. To keep it very simple, Outer Heaven is basically a 2x failed military nation that formed as a result of Big Boss not listening to his mentor who we fucking shot. Metal Gear's wider plot is definitely complicated, but it's one of those things where if you understand, it's not that complicated. If you were to go out and play all the games from start to finish, you would understand the plot pretty well. It's not ultimately super complicated, it's just that trying to present everything in a easy to consume package is just kind of a pain, because no matter how you phrase it, it's gonna sound like a Kingdom Hearts plot. So if you're confused, That's why. This is a video on Metal Gear. This should have been expected. We call up Campbell and he gets dragged away. It's Jim Houseman, real name, and he's sending stealth jets over to Shadow Moses to nuke the island. He wants the secret of Metal Gear to die with us. Fuck you, Jim. Meryl is here and she's alive because I'm not a loser, and Liquid starts the countdown of his own nuke because he's fucking crazy.
If you win, you might still be able to save her. You could enjoy one brief moment of love before the end. If you cross this line, you fall. At this height, it will kill even you.
It's a shirtless Yakuza fight with Liquid, and it's bad. All your gear's gone, so it's just a fist fight. Think the Grey Fox fight, but without the sword or teleportation nonsense. You only have 2.5 minutes to kick his ass, and Liquid is kind of a pain to fight. He's got a few weird moves that you can counter with CQC and follow up with 3-hit combo, but the follow-up's not responsive. He has weird invincibility frames, and you can fall off the edge of the Metal Gear and have to climb your way back up, and it's just really fucking clunky. Also, punching in this game is just not that good. Like at all. It completely locks you into a single position as you just wildly swing. Ultimately, it's all kind of a hot pile of dog shit, and this fight is particularly bad because it's timed, like I said earlier, but it is functional and you can get by it enough, I guess. Though, it is better than Silenthropus, but Silenthropus was just kind of boring and not frustrating, so maybe this fight is worse? I don't even know anymore. Barring the boss, most final boss fights in Metal Gear do kind of suck. Then Liquid goes down, and we get to talk with Meryl as we save her, and then she talks a little bit, and then Snake talks a little bit, and then they will not stop talking. Please, there are fucking nuclear jets rushing towards Shadow Moses. You need to get a move on.
You're a strong woman.
Fighting them made me feel closer to you.
We get a call from Otacon, and he's gonna help us get out of here. What a guy.
He's fighting right now. With his old self. To be the man he wants to be.
He's fighting for us too?
Finally, we're getting a fucking move on. Kinda, these two have a weird back and forth. The entire building is falling apart. Can you please fucking move?
Looking good, Snake.
Meryl hijacks a car and we get into a chase scene and it's fucking awesome. Snake fires a machine gun and we get some first person shooting and holy shit, Liquid lives, never be game over. Ooh. He's taking pot shots with a one-handed FAMAS and he's driving around like a crazy person and we're just firing the machine gun. Who sends babies to fight me? Holy shit, it's the end of the tunnel. Meryl! Holy shit, we did it. We beat the game. Bombs are called off, Snake and Campbell get a nice send-off, Otacon is gonna get scooped out of Shadow Moses, and Naomi gets in a few final words of vagueness because she's fucking annoying.
Naomi, Liquid died from Fox died too. What about me? When am I gonna go?
That's up to you.
What do you mean?
Everybody dies when their time is up.
Yeah, so when's mine up?
It's up to you how you use the time left to you.
The entire game's themes of genes and genetics, while not being as super deep or complex as the topics of other Metal Gear games, is executed so well that it really doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, 2 did great with the themes of memes and information in the age of the internet. 3 did great with its themes of loyalty and patriotism. 4 was a clusterfuck, but it had some good theming about Will in there. And then there's 5, which kind of does the double dipping on the themes with both race and revenge talk, and then also has some of Peace Walker's peace stuff floating around in there, loosely. sadly. God, Phantom Pain was a mess. But one, though, it's genes, and genes all the way. Family, purpose, will, influence, everything this series has tried to discuss and dive into all roots back to your genes. It's your will and passion as a person, it's your loyalty to those you love, it's your heritage, your past, your creativity, and your yearning to leave something before you die and pass on your influence. It all comes back to genes. Every major theme in Metal Gear can be traced back to genes in some way or form. It's fucking great. And so we watch Meryl and Snake have a few final words, and they're off. After all of this, we really gotta take a minute and just realize how frankly nuts this whole series is. We went from this game to things like the Patriots, Liquid Ocelot, B-Men, bisexual vampires, hypnotized body doubles, pain inhibitors, vocal cord parasites, racist electricity men. All of these things came after this game. The franchise from this point on would fluctuate from divisive game to divisive game with only a single collectively known good entry in this post-PS1 lineup. That's Snake Eater. 2's gameplay is a pain in the ass, 4 is a narrative clusterfuck that pulls from every other Metal Gear game, Peace Walker is sitting in the corner crying, and Phantom Pain is such a goddamn mess despite its fun gameplay that I need to make a video about it. There's always something about this franchise that makes it sort of hard to talk about. 2 has been done to death, 3 is a gimme, there's no point in talking about 4 since God Emperor Steak Bentley already did it, everybody's already played Rising, there really isn't much to say about 5, and I guess I could talk about the MSX titles, but Trav Guy has that corner captured. I could talk about Peace Walker, but nobody cares about Peace Walker. I could have made one giant video talking about every Metal Gear game, but I didn't. Because if I was going to talk about Metal Gear, it was going to be the first game. Metal Gear Solid 1 is just the best. Sure, Snake Eater is better, but there's just something about 1 that's just so good. Despite its shoddy writing and odd design decisions, it's a game filled with so much charm and goofiness paired with actual competency and moments of genuine brilliance that it's staggering to think that this was made in 1998. This was released the same year as Half-Life 1 and only 2 years before Deus Ex. I think barring like Doom, maybe? This has to be one of the first games to really start pushing the boundaries of the gaming medium. Metal Gear Solid is not just a great game and an all-time classic, it's embedded into the genes of every game to come out to this day. And once the credits finish up and the music ends, we watch in absolute terror as this entire franchise devolves into absolute madness.
Yes, sir. The entire unit was wiped out. Those 2 are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. Fox Die should become activated soon. Right on schedule. Yes, sir. I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data. No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes, the inferior one was the winner after all. That's right. Until the very end, Liquid thought he was the inferior one. Yes, sir, I agree completely. It takes a well-balanced individual such as yourself to rule the world. No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus. What should I do about the woman? Yes, sir. I'll keep her under surveillance. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.